Liverpool set their sights on a Premier League star. Newcastle might not be able to resist their offer. Barcelona unexpectedly opened the door for Rafinha's exit, but the price tag is out of this world. Meanwhile, Manchester United are in full panic mode, desperately searching for a new manager, and the name on their shortlist will blow your mind. And the juiciest part, Barcelona send Neymar new terms for a comeback, but is he willing to compromise? All this and much more in today's episode. Guys, let's aim for 300 likes again. Your support helps us bring you even more incredible content. Now, let's dive into the latest transfer rumors. Just when we were starting to forget the dark days of Erik ten Hag, bang! Ruben Amorim has turned Old Trafford into some kind of travelling circus. And get this, word on the street is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his Ineos gang are already eyeing up Unai Emery. Look, I get that Amorim was kind of a hype signing in the coaching market. The guy was doing well with Sporting in Portugal, and everyone was raving, oh, here he is, the new genius. But lads, let's be real, what has he actually done at United? They're 14th in the Prem. That's not just a crisis, that's a full-on Titanic-level disaster. And then that FA Cup exit to Fulham on penalties, at home, in front of their own fans. Seriously, Ruben, did you really turn United into a mid-table club? What do you reckon? Is Old Trafford just a place where top coaches come to ruin their reputations? Or are the players so bad that even if you dropped Pep Guardiola in there, they'd still play like a Sunday League team after 5 pints? And in the middle of this absolute chaos, suddenly Unai Emery's name pops up. Honestly, I think he's not a bad shout at all. Yeah, he's no Mourinho, no Klopp, but damn, look at Aston Villa. The guy took a mid-table side and boom, he got them into the Champions League. 4 Europa League titles, trophies in Spain and France. He stacked up silverware like a proper top coach. And crucially, he knows the Prem inside out. He's not like Amorim, who still seems to think he's in Portugal and hasn't figured out that failures here don't just get swept under the rug. But you know what really winds me up? The Manchester United management. Seriously, lads, you brought in Amorim knowing full well he's got zero experience in top leagues. And now, when everything's going to hell, you're like, oh, let's try Emery. Are you playing Football Manager or what? Just swapping managers like it's some magic fix? Maybe it's time to stop pointing fingers at the coach and start asking questions about the players, who, by the way, somehow turn into world beaters every time they go out on loan. Right now, Man United is like an old rusty bus that they're desperately trying to race at Ferrari speed. And you know what? Emery might not be a magician, but he's definitely the kind of mechanic who knows how to change the tires and put in proper fuel. So for me, he's a real shot at getting United out of this mess. But honestly, if they keep playing like this, you could bring in Zidane himself and it wouldn't make a damn difference. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Is Emery the man to save United, or is this already a sinking ship? And hey, if you also think United need to end this circus, smash that like button. It not only helps us keep making videos like this, but also shows you're with us and backing the content. What do Erik ten Hag and the Terminator have in common? That's right, they both promise to be back. And guess what? The Dutch coach might already be packing his bags for Germany. According to fresh reports from Spanish outlet Fichajes, RB Leipzig has set its sights on Ten Hag, who recently parted ways with Manchester United. But why him? Well, because Leipzig's season has been an absolute horror show. 6th place in the Bundesliga, Marco Rose out, not exactly what the fans were dreaming of. Remember how Ten Hag's Ajax tore through Europe? Young squad, stylish football, insane Champions League comebacks. Sure, things didn't go to plan in England, but let's be real. What manager hasn't struggled at United in recent years? That club is basically where top coaches go to suffer. But Germany? That's different. Leipzig offers young talents, an ambitious project and a fresh start. Sounds like a perfect match. A coach who knows how to build from scratch lands at a club in desperate need of a reboot. The real question is, will Leipzig's board and Ten Hag himself have the patience to make it work? Or are we just looking at another episode of football's never-ending managerial merry-go-round? And most importantly, can Ten Hag reclaim his status as a top-tier coach after the United disaster? What do you think? Is this a real career reboot or just another hype train heading nowhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments and smash that like button if you want to see Ten Hag in the Bundesliga. Okay folks, who saw this coming? Rafinha, potentially Barcelona's main man this season? Honestly, I'd eat my hat. I did not see that coming. But here we are. The Brazilian is absolutely tearing it up. 24 goals and 18 assists in 39 games. He's out there skinning defenders for fun, making them look like school kids. And of course, right on cue, the Saudi clubs roll in with their oil money. No surprises there. But Barcelona's response? You want Rafinha? Sure, just cough up 150 million euros. That price tag is, to put it mildly, astronomical. Looks like the Barca board has made their stance clear. Either pay a king's ransom or don't bother. And honestly, fair enough. Though, knowing the financial masterminds running Barcelona, I wouldn't be shocked if they slashed the price in half tomorrow. You just never know with these guys. But should they even consider selling him? Right now, Rafinha is carrying the team. A winger who can single-handedly decide games? That's gold dust. Especially when Barca are desperate to climb back to the top and finally reclaim the Champions League trophy. Who else is stepping up like him? Exactly. And from the looks of it, the man himself isn't in a rush to leave. His priorities are clear: win La Liga, fight for European titles, and then maybe think about the big money moves. Plus, with the 2026 World Cup on the horizon, the timing couldn't be better for a potential farewell. Maybe then it'll be time to swap adios for a new adventure in Saudi Arabia. Bottom line, my prediction, Rafinha stays put for at least another season or two. And as for the Saudis, they can either keep stacking their cash or find someone else to overpay for. But what do you think, folks? Should Barca even consider selling their star man? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Guardiola's at it again. Pep suddenly needs Michael Olise. You know, the guy who lit up the Premier League at Crystal Palace before taking his talents to Bayern Munich. Well, he's been cooking in the Bundesliga too. 36 games, 13 goals, 12 assists. Not bad for a 23-year-old. But wait, why is City chasing a player they could have signed ages ago? Looks like they've realized they missed out on a gem. Better late than never, right? Here's the catch. Bayern aren't a charity. Olise is locked down until 2029, and you know the Germans don't let go of talent easily. If City want him, they'll have to drop some serious cash. And I mean serious. But here's what makes Olise special. He's a Swiss Army knife. Right wing, left wing, number 10. Pep loves these kinds of players. The question is, will he actually fit at City? Or are we looking at another Jack Grealish situation, stuck on the bench while Foden and Doku run the show? One thing's for sure, if City are serious, this saga is going to drag on for months. Bayern won't let him go without a fight. But if Pep pulls this off, City's attack is going to be scary. So, what do you think? Is this transfer actually happening? And is Olise worth the money? Let us know in the comments. Barcelona might welcome back Neymar. But there's a catch. Just score 15 goals for Santos and you're in. That's it? Seriously? Neymar, 33 years old, only just made his emotional return to Santos from Al Hilal in January, and he's already thinking about packing his bags again. We thought this was about going back to his roots, but is it just a stepping stone to Camp Nou? His contract with Santos runs until June. Convenient, huh? Bang in 15 goals, prove you've still got it, and boom, Barcelona calls. Nostalgia, anyone? But here's the thing. Head coach Hansi Flick isn't exactly thrilled about the idea. Youth, intensity, speed, that's his game. And then there's Neymar, 33 years old, injury-prone, and fresh off months of rehab at Al Hilal. Do Barca really need that headache? And let's not forget the financial mess. Barca are still stuck under La Liga's 1-to-1 rule, meaning they can't just splash cash whenever they feel like it. The club is supposed to be investing in young talents for the future, not rewinding time, even if Neymar comes for free. So, what's the deal? Neymar wants to come back. Barca sets a condition: 15 goals. Flick isn't convinced. The finances are a disaster. But the big question is, can Neymar actually hit that 15-goal mark? And more importantly, does Barcelona even need a 33-year-old Neymar, or should they stick with their young guns? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Apparently, Arteta's decided it's time to shake things up in Arsenal's midfield. And you know what? I totally get it. Just take a look at the current setup. Partey's 31, Jorginho's 32. In football terms, they're entering the later stages of their careers. While they've both been fantastic servants for the club, you have to wonder if they're still the right fit for Arsenal's long-term plans. Personally, I think Arteta should have started looking for fresh blood in the middle of the park a while ago. And now the rumours are heating up. Charles Watts, a well-respected football journalist, is reporting that parties caught the eye of some huge clubs: Barcelona, PSG and Juventus, no less. With the Ghanaian's contract running down and Arsenal not exactly rushing to offer a new deal, it feels like the writing's on the wall. Are they getting ready to move him on? Honestly, I think it might be for the best. £200,000 a week is a hefty price tag, and Arsenal could use that money elsewhere. And speaking of departures, there's talk that Jorginho might be packing his bags too, with Flamengo reportedly in the picture. If that's true, it could be the perfect time for him to move on. He's had his moments in the Premier League, but maybe it's time for a new chapter, and a chance to enjoy his football back in Brazil. So, who's going to step in and replace these veterans? Well, here's where it gets exciting. Martin Zubimendi. Now that's a transfer target I can get behind. If you don't know him, Zubimendi is a young, athletic midfielder from Real Sociedad with a great footballing brain. Exactly what Arsenal need. Arteta, if you're listening, push the board, pay his release clause and get this deal done. If all this comes together, Arsenal could have a completely revamped midfield next season. And you know what? I reckon that's fantastic news for Arsenal fans. It's time to move on from the old guard and bring in some young, hungry talent. Partey can head to Spain for one last big adventure. Barcelona could be the perfect place for that, and Arsenal can focus on building for the future. Anyway, we'll have to wait until the summer to see how this all plays out. Arteta, don't mess this up or the fans will be out for blood. You know how it goes. What do you think? Will Zubimendi be a hit in the Premier League? And who else should Arsenal target? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more transfer rumours. Manchester City's shot-stopper Ederson is seriously weighing up a move to Saudi Arabia this summer, and the Middle Eastern giants are on high alert. Al Hilal, Al Nassr and Al Ittihad are all ready to battle for the Brazilian. But why now? Simple. Ederson's contract with City runs until 2026, meaning this is the club's last big chance to cash in on him. Wait too long and he either leaves for peanuts or walks for free. And with Saudi clubs throwing around insane money, you can see why this might be tempting. We know how these offers go, eye-watering sums that make even the most loyal players think twice. But let's be real, should City actually let him go? Ederson is more than just a goalkeeper. He's a key piece in Guardiola's system. His distribution? Pure art. No joke, his passing is sharper than half the midfielders in the Premier League. But let's face it, he's already conceded 43 goals this season, and at 31, maybe City is starting to feel it's time for a generational shift. Meanwhile, Saudi clubs aren't just collecting big names anymore. They're building leaders aiming to turn their league into something more than just a retirement home for superstars. And Ederson could be the next major step in that process. So, if the rumours are true, who replaces him? You know Guardiola, he never leaves anything to chance. Either he's already lined up a replacement or he's confident City can adapt. But what do you think? Will City cash in? And if Ederson leaves, who takes the number 1 spot? Liverpool and Isak. This transfer saga is heating up. Alright, here's the deal. It feels like half of Europe is after Alexander Isak, that Swedish goal machine tearing it up for Newcastle. The guy's on fire, 22 goals and 5 assists this season. That's no joke. So, it's hardly surprising that clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United and even Barcelona are all keeping tabs on him. But Liverpool, they seem to be leading the charge, and honestly, it makes perfect sense. Why Isak? Well, Darwin Núñez, that's why. Look, let's be real for a second. Darwin Núñez, the big money striker we all expected to light up Anfield, has been frustrating to say the least. Sure, he's got pace, but how many sitters can one man miss? It's no wonder that Arne Slot is desperate for a more clinical finisher up front. And according to Transfermarkt, Liverpool could still cash in on Núñez for around €65 million. Which brings us to the big twist. Reports suggest Liverpool are putting together a bold swap deal, Núñez plus cash for Isak. Genius move? If they can pull it off, absolutely. But here's the catch. Newcastle aren't exactly making things easy. They've reportedly slapped a €180 million price tag on Isak. Absolutely ridiculous. Some crazy release clause or just Premier League inflation. Either way, it's a massive roadblock. That said, if Newcastle miss out on Champions League football and FFP pressure starts squeezing them, they might have to rethink their demands. Maybe something closer to 100 to 120 million euros could make things more realistic. Still steep, but much more reasonable. Does Isak even want this move? Actually, yeah, he just might. Remember all that big talk when Newcastle's new owners came in? We'll dominate the Premier League, Champions League finals incoming. Yeah, fast forward to now and they're still stuck in mid-table. They could have strengthened the squad properly, but instead, they're not exactly throwing around money. So, maybe Isak has realized that waiting around for Newcastle to start competing at the highest level could take forever. So what's next? Liverpool need a striker. Newcastle want a fortune. Something's got to give. Can Slot and Liverpool's recruitment team pull off a transfer masterstroke? Or are we in for another season of Nunez trying to justify his price tag? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay on top of every crazy transfer rumor, twist and surprise deal, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out.